Now we're ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
Well, I did it. Almost killed myself. I did. Almost killed. Not. You know, in the sense of, you know, taking my own life, but I almost did something. Sorry, while I move the camera there. I did something where I almost ended up dying. You know, my biggest joke when I'm walking around the house and stuff, if I trip or something, I'm like, oh my God, I almost died. I almost died. Well, I almost died the other day. I was, my wife gets, we have horses here on the property. And by the way, if you're new to the show, welcome. Welcome to This Is 50. This Is 50 is my mental health show. I do this strictly for me. A lot of people benefit from it because they're like going, well, I'm not the only one that's, 52 years old or 53 years old or however old you are that feel these same ways. I do the show because when I turned 50, my mind was still adolescent, like a child. And then when you turn 50, people expect you to act and do things a certain way. So I'm getting into that now. So this is how the show came to be. This is coming up on 4 years now doing the show. So we appreciate all you listeners out there and everyone on Facebook and YouTube as well. So my wife asked me to go get hay. Now, for me to go get hay, it's an hour and a half round trip. We live just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a small little town called Marshville. We have about 2,500 people that live in this area. And our house is on 22 acres here, and we have horses and things here, and we have horses off the property and horses on the property. So you're like going, well, what do you need, Travis, what do you need hay for? The hay that we get is a special blend of hay. It's Timothy alfalfa, and not the scrub grass that's out there. They get better nutrients out of it. So I went to go get hay and came back in my brand new truck. Is it new now? That's been, I think we bought it in 2022. It's still new. It just turned 20,000 miles on it. So I've got 8 bales of hay in the back, about $150 worth of hay in bales on the back of the truck. And I said, well, let me go and do some stuff here in the studio and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I'll feed the horses. The horses we have here on the property, I usually do it about 6 o'clock at night. 6 o'clock in the evening. Daylight savings time. It's still bright as hell at 6 o'clock. So I'm out there, and I want to do it quickly. I'm like, oh, I got to get the hay out of the back of the truck, and, I'm trying to get back up to the studio before my wife gets home so I can finish some stuff so I'm not, prolonging it until the next day, and yada, 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 yada. I get the 8 bales of hay. There's 4 in the front and 4 towards the tailgate. So I get the 4 out the tailgate and I stack them up in the tack room and stuff. And then the 4 that are up in the nose of the truck, in the bed of the truck, I've got to stand on the side step. Now my truck, thank God that they've done this, but it's a curse in the same time. They've created trucks now, at least the Chevy does, where there's a step like right behind the passenger door where you can step on the side and get to the stuff in the nose of the truck. So I step on it and I'm trying to slide it towards the tailgate of the truck, and I'm sliding it, I'm pushing it. If you're watching me here on the YouTube channel, I'm sliding it and I get all the other ones up there, and I have to reach over all the way over to the other side of the truck to get the last one. And as I push it, I'm cursing myself because all the time that I've spent armor-alling all the plastic parts, armor-alling all the tires and keeping everything neat and making this truck, nice and shiny. We paid $100,000 for this truck. I want to make sure it lasts, and I wax it, every other day. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Wash it, keep it clean, inspect the truck all the time. And the step that's behind the passenger door, there's also one behind the driver's door, is not a running board. This is the one up on the wheel well. The fender is made out of plastic, Kevlar. I don't know what the fuck it's made out of. And I did a little bit of armor all on that. And I did it like 3 weeks ago. Whatever horse show we had to do, I wanted the truck to look nice. I put armor all on it. Well, my dumbass steps on that thing, and in the process of me stepping on that thing and reaching all the way over, my foot slipped out. So when my foot slips out, you know, because I'm standing on one foot and the other foot's like hanging in the air and I'm stretching over the bed of the truck, I come down on my arm. Boom, right on the side of the truck. Boom. And then my body tends to slither off the side of the truck, flips off. It was a sight. It was a sight to see. And I spun around to catch myself on the ground. And this hand right here, if you're watching me here on the camera, this hand right here, this finger right here went all the way that direction. So imagine this finger straight up 90 degrees. You can't even do it right now. You can't even do it. Well, I can't do it now because I sprained it. Went straight up, and I landed on it. Ah, God damn it. And I rolled over real quick, and I've got my hands on my chest, and I'm like going, did I fucking break it? Did I fucking break it? God damn it. God damn it. And I'm laying there, and it's not a typical driveway. It's the granite Kentucky, whatever it's called, stone. We have stone driveways here in the Carolinas. And so I'm laying on these rocks in my hand, and I'm like going, holy shit, I'm holding it. And then I do this number. If you're watching, what camera am I going to? This one here. And I go, I start doing like points up, point down, point up, point down, point, curl up, curl down, curl up, curl down. I'm like, well, if I can move it, I was always told, like in school and stuff, if you can move it, it's not broken. So I'm like, whew, it's not broken. And then I did the sideways. Oh, that hurts right there. I do the sideways like the Dikembe Mutombo, like, not my house. I did that. And I'm like, yep, that's where it hurts. So I've hyperextended my finger trying to get this goddamn hay out of the goddamn back of the truck that I did so politely to go get hay for my wife. You know, that's what I do. I live on the property here. So this is my job. My job is basically I stay at home all the time, and this is my podcast. This is what I do. This is my full-time job. So because I'm home, I'm able to do errands and stuff like this. So my wife comes home and goes, how'd everything go today? Everything's fine. Because I don't want to freak her out. She's already had a busy day. And I said, well, I everything was good. No, really, what happened? What happened today? I told her, I said, I fell off the back of the truck. You what? Yes, I did. What happened? I fell, like I told you guys, I said, I fell off the back of the truck. What she told me to do next, I was like, for real? Does it work on a sprain like that? So if you're on the Facebook page, this is 50 on Facebook, you can see the pictures I posted up there. And I'll dive into what she actually, I think it's a bunch of crap. I don't know if it works or doesn't work, but what she had me put on was, I don't know, it's hoo-ha. So I'm going to take a quick little break. I want to tell you about Spotify. If you're not part of Spotify, I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to hurt everyone's feelings this time. So stick around. I'll be right back. So I went grocery shopping the other day. It's Friday, and we do this show, This is 50 on Friday, about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, we're just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. And every Friday morning, around 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, I go to Walmart and get all the vittles and stuff that we need for the week. I've been doing good. Look at me. These cameras are doing good today. I'm looking, my jowls aren't as big. I've been running for 4 miles, not all at once, but I do my trip. It takes me about an hour, like 57 minutes. I run like 40 yards, like top speed, and then walk, and then run another 40 yards and walk, and wear it out and stuff. Same path, same cul-de-sac, still doing the same thing. But while I was at Walmart last week, I bought coffee grounds. And when I say coffee grounds, we don't make a full pot of coffee. We've got a small generic, what's the mainstream whatever the Walmart brand is, Essentials, Mainstream or whatever. I think it was like $18. You can put a cup in there, like a Keurig cup, and hit play or whatever the number is or whatever you do. Or it's got one of those micro mesh pods that you can fill up with grounds and put a cap on it and then put it in there. So I was doing just a regular, I don't care about coffee. I drink it black, no sugar, no creamer, no nothing. And I build up a taste for it. Trying to keep the empty calories down as I sit here and sip on one of these guys. Excuse me. So delicious. And I'll get into that here in a minute because I'm going to talk about my blood pressure. I saw, the can that I normally get is like $6 or something like that. And I went, all right, a can of whatever. It'll last a couple weeks. I saw, did you know that they make a blueberry coffee? Like the grounds and everything. Blueberry coffee. And I'm not talking like the fancy stuff, like Folgers. Oh, fancy Folgers or Maxwell's or any of those knockoff brands or any of those, high dollar falutin brands. Walmart makes a blueberry coffee. And I go, I wonder if this is good for me. I know they say, when you do your intermittent fasting, which I'm doing not by choice, it just happens to be I eat at 7 o'clock at night. By the time I get up and feed, do my run, and I'm back at the house by 9:30. I, wipe my sweat off and stuff. Easy, ladies. Easy. I'm spoken for. And then I don't eat until 9:45. So by default, I'm intermittent fasting. And I drink my coffee. And I was like, oh, this is blueberry coffee. So, of course, I go, Alexa, is blueberry coffee good for you? Yes. The black coffee, the coffee itself is blah, 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 blah. And the blueberry helps you with antioxidants or whatever they call it like that. And I go, okay, cool. So I bought it. Let me tell you something. I am and always have been a big blueberry fan. Anything blueberry, love it. Cakes, love it. Muffins, love it. One of our horse friends made a blueberry pie, not a pie, but like a breakfast thing. It was like all pastry and stuff, and it was done with like non-gluten flour and all that stuff, and it had like the sweetener sugar crystals on top, and it was like a big 9-inch pie, not like a filling blueberries, it was in the dough. It was like a big, huge blueberry muffin, a 9-inch blueberry muffin. You took a pie slice out and you fucking ate it. It was fucking delicious. So I'm sitting here going, maybe blueberry coffee is good. I took it and drank it. Awesome. And I go to myself, don't put any creamer in it. Don't put any sweetener in it because you're going to be tempted to make this taste a little bit better. My wife tasted it. She's like, I'll put creamer and I do my sweet and low or whatever she does or Splenda. And she drinks it. She's like, oh, wow, this is really good. I go, is it? With the creamer? Oh, tell me more. Let me lick your lips or something. Let me taste it. She's like, here, take a sip. And I took a sip of hers. And I go, God, that's really good. So if you're a big blueberry fan, they make blueberry coffee out there. So enjoy yourself on that. I was at a horse clinic this past weekend before. I fucking forget. I'm getting to the point where I'm a horse dad now. I'm a horse dad. But I was at this clinic that my wife was quote unquote in charge of, bringing the clinician down. She's from up in Maryland or whatever, and bringing her down and setting her up and getting, everyone signed up for everything. And basically a clinician comes out and teaches you a little bit more about how to be on a horse or on your body. Me, don't care. I just know that there's a couple guys out there, a couple of husbands out there, because we were staying on property, likes to drink beer, and we were invited to dinner, big dinner party, and yeah. So one of the guys that I do a show with, if you're watching this behind us here, perfect camera switch, that show right there, the horse show, he was there. He's the host, co-host of that, and him, myself, and I. That's two of us. Did I say it right? We're out there, and he was talking to her, probably trying to get her on the show, on the horse show that I do on Mondays. And so, I had a good time and relaxed and stuff. And my wife goes, are you going to watch me ride in the morning? I said, yeah, 9:00 at night. I had a couple beers. Yeah, I'll do whatever you want, babe. Just keep the beer flowing. Go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and we're still on property. We're still on the beautiful property that we were staying at. And my wife goes, all right, I got to go tacked up, go out to the arena that's out there, big, huge arena, covered arena. And I'll be out there in a minute. I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting in the chair waiting. And there's probably 6 or 7 of us out there. And the person that was the clinician, I said, hey, how are you? And she's like going, and she's from Germany. So she's like, oh, hello. Hello, Travis. How are you? And I go, I'm good. And she was in the middle of a lesson or whatever. And then she wrapped up her lesson. And now she's waiting for my wife to come out to the arena and put the headphones on so they can talk back and forth while they ride. And she can critique what she's doing. Before my wife got all set up, the lady goes, Mr. Travis, does your podcast actually make money? I kind of went, well, good morning to you. Does your clinician crap shit here that you got fucking going on, does that make money? That's what I thought in my head. But what a rude question to ask. Oh, Mr. Travis, the stuff that you do full time, do you make money doing that? That's the way I took it. What do you think, I'm doing this for fucking fun? I do. They say, find what you like to do and as a hobby and stuff and figure out a way to make money. Well, I've done that. And I've done it now for 11 years. Full time, 11 years. Part time for, 20 years or something. And I go, yeah. I said, keep costs down. Make sure you have contracts signed and all the ink dries before you even approach the next whatever and blah, blah, blah. And I was giving her all. She's like, oh, okay. And then she turns and goes, all right, Amy, we want you to do a 15-meter circle. And then that was it. She didn't tell me why. She asked me. She didn't, have any background as far as what was her reason behind diving into my financials as far as doing the show and doing all this other stuff. So I'm sitting there now. My wife, her spot is 45 minutes. So for 45 minutes, I'm sitting in my mind going, why the fuck did she ask me that? What the fuck is her? Who the fuck is she? What the fuck? Fuck. What? At least she don't know me. Because this is the first time we've ever met. She knows my wife from doing other shows and stuff and other clinics. Oh, yes, Amy, your horse is beautiful. It's doing so well. It's doing so well. All right. Yeah, I'm listening to that. But in my mind, I'm like going, why the fuck is she asking me about this bullshit? What the fuck? And for those of you who don't know, yes, the show makes money or I wouldn't be doing it. How it makes money, if you want to know, you can email me anytime. Go over to profitradio.com and email me. I'll tell you exactly how to set it up. If you ever want to do this before, I'll teach you how to do it for a small fee. That's how you make the money. Gotcha. Kabam! No, I think she was the host of the other show was trying to get her on the show, and I don't know. I was trying to figure it out, and that's all I come up with. I bought a spreader off of Amazon because it's that time of year, and the hoops and loops and jumps and hurdles that I had to get through with this stupid fucking spreader. If you don't know what a spreader is, basically you tow it behind whatever vehicle that you're driving on your property, and it spits out either seed or spits out fertilizer or something like that. And I had to get a new one, and this new one, fucking hell. So stick around, I'll be right back. So I kind of hinted toward talking about my blood pressure. And I'll get to what my wife said about what I should put on my hand later. That's your tease. There you go. So you got to the end of the show to figure out what the tease is. Oh, it's a good buildup. It's always a good buildup. But I got to tell you all the things and paths and stuff that I had to take to get to the end scene. I am your father, Luke. No, it's impossible. My dad, I was trying to figure out where I was going. I was looking at my notes here. My dad said to me, hey, what? I'm ordering Firehouse subs, and they got to buy one, get one free. Do you want one? What am I supposed to say to that? What am I supposed to say? No, I don't want the free one, Dad. I said, are you sure it's free? I say, you got a coupon or something? And he goes, they just got, now and then, your mom and myself, when they lived in Florida, we get them all the time. They have, three subs, three different subs to choose from. Buy one, get one free, medium sub on like Thursdays or Wednesdays or something like that, or first of the month or first week or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a big Firehouse sub fan, but he is, I guess. I go, yeah, sure, Dad. I said, what are you getting? He goes, buy one, get one free meatball sub. I'm like, sure. Now, a little background. I've been watching my caloric intake. I've been, like I said, run, jog. I had to correct my wife twice this week. How was your walk today? It's a run. Don't forget it. I'll fucking smack you. No, I'm not going to smack her. She beat the shit out of me. So I'm like going, yeah, Dad, I'll do that. So I'm planning in my mind. He's getting it for lunch. I'm like, well, Dad, I'll eat it for dinner because I'm got work to do. I got to pound at least 18 of these guys. If you're watching this here on the YouTube channel, and you can find us over at This Is 50 show over on YouTube. Make sure you like us and subscribe us over there. And I've got everything set up. I know how many calories I eat in the morning for breakfast. How many liquid calories that I have, and then my dinner. So I'm allotted so many calories. And let me tell you what I actually did. Hold on. I asked, you're listening to me, I got the paper right here in my hand. I asked Chat GPT, because they're the one, is it he or she? They are the one that set up my weight loss thing, and it's opened my eyes. As you can see, I'm nice and svelte. Even people at the horse clinic show with the German woman who thinks I don't make any money said I look good. Oh, you've lost a lot of weight there, Travis. I'm like, well, it's diet, caloric intake and blah, 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 blah. So I put in, you ready? To ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I'm trying to eat a free sub that my dad wants to buy me from Firehouse Subs. How many calories are in a Firehouse Sub medium 8-inch or whatever sub? And it comes back anywhere from 750 to 850 calories. I'm like, okay, that's too much. I like to keep my dinner calorie count around 500, 550, and I'm good. So I go, I said, now listen, ChatGPT. I put in my measurements. I'm a 52-year-old man, 6'1", about 270 pounds. I run 3.98 miles at a pace at 4.2 on average. My breakfast is about 600 calories. I drink about 18 Busch Lights between noon and 6 o'clock. That's my cutoff. So don't think, well, I'm just pounding them for 3 hours. No. That's my whole entire day. That's what I drink. Go judge yourself somewhere else. I said that the Firehouse sub that I'm getting ready to eat is 850 calories. Can I do it and still maintain my diet? So ChatGPT comes out and says, your total caloric intake is going to be 3,400, or let's do it this way, 3,480 calories. Now, minus the run, it will be 2,830 calories. It says to maintain your maintenance range is anywhere from 3,000 to 3,300 calories a day for a body size like mine. So that means I have to get below 3,000 or 3,300 calories a day to lose weight. So based on, are you listening to me? Are you following me? Based on my caloric intake between breakfast, my Busch Light, and the Firehouse sub I'm going to eat that night, my caloric intake is going to be 3,400 calories. Let's say 3,500 calories because I'll round up here. I need 3,300 max to maintain my weight, so I'm 200 calories over. But because I run and I burned about 650 calories, I am down to 2,830 calories net after my run, after eating breakfast, after drinking all my beers. I can still have that sub at 850. I literally go, hallelujah. I can eat the goddamn sub and not feel bad about it. And I still have 200 calories to maintain, to get me up to 3,000 calories, to maintain my composure. Or I can just say, I eat the sub, have my vinegar, lemonade, water drink that I drink at night, and be good. I said, sweet. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at as far as how serious I am. As far as I'm not going to sit here and waste my time running 40 yards, 40-yard dash, 40-yard dash, 40-yard dash, and come home and eat like a whole pizza. I don't want to ruin the good thing I got going. Now, the reason why I say I don't want to ruin what I got going on here is because I want to get, I'm worried. I honestly am worried about my blood pressure. My blood pressure for my whole entire life has always been high. The reason why I know that, through like high school and in my 20s and 30s, I've always been active. I've always, I told you I was on the practice team for the Orlando Magic for many years. I've always been active doing something physically outside, whether it be, landscape and running or, playing basketball or whatever it is. Now that I'm 50 something, I'm not as physically active, but I was always, if I stood still long enough, I'd sweat. And they say, not in my 50s, when I was in my 30s and 40s, if I stood still long enough, I'd sweat. I'd always sweat, no matter what. I always had a rag on me. I was always sweating. And that's a sign of high blood pressure. If you're just sitting there doing, let me bring the groceries in, and you sit down and you're sweating. Now, granted, I've never been 270 in my whole entire life up until when I hit my 50s. I've always been floating around anywhere from 235 to 255. That's where I was at. No matter what, I said, I have a hot core. So I just chalked it up for that, and come to find out that's a sign of high blood pressure. So I'm like, all right, so that's what started the whole running and trying to lose weight and doing all this stuff. And, my doctor says, you're 139 over 89 or something like that. One time it was like 152, but I just drove an hour to go to my doctor, and they're like, well, that'll happen. You drive and stress. I'm like, but I'm not a stressful driver. No, it just happens. It's just part of the whole routine. I came across this video on TikTok that said that made me go, okay, it's not me. It's not me worrying about, now I'm on, Voltaren, something like that. I think it's 320 milligrams, and they had to bump me up, and then, I don't know. So that's where I'm at right now. Now, I know alcohol, shut up, everyone. I know alcohol itself raises your blood pressure. I know that. Believe me. But it's not to the point where for the last year, I can remember I woke up with a hangover maybe twice in the last year. And we're in November right now. Maybe 3 times. I just didn't tell anyone on the fourth and the fifth one. But I know what gets me there. I know my limits. I know exactly, when people go, let's party down and drink, mix shots and stuff. Nope. Not doing shots, not doing any of that stuff. I know my limits. If I do shots and stuff, it's very minimal. I'm like, I really don't want to be here anyways, and I don't know. But that's another story for another day. I came across this video on TikTok that explained everything to me, the simpleton, the basic brain that I have, and I'm going to play it. I know I don't have the screen to show it. I'm going to play it, but I will post this video up on our Facebook page, so you can see it as well over on This Is 50. So if you want to go over to Facebook, give us a subscribe or follow. I forget what they fucking do over there, but we're on Facebook. This Is 50 show or This Is 50 podcast. I forget what the tagline is, but when you see the logo, we have a Thanksgiving logo up there, and so you can see this. But I'm gonna play this video and listen to what this lady says. Now, I don't know what's her background. She's at bye blood sugar or something like that. So she's got something. Oh, she's doing intermittent fasting. This is her whole thing. Prior towards fiber, increase the GLP-1 naturally, reverse insulin resistance. So she's a granola. Let's put it that way. So let's see what she has to say. She starts out the video.
We've been told
I know. All right, hold on. She starts out the video saying that we've been told that our blood pressure, our normal blood pressure, is 120 over 80. So I'm going to start her right now, and you can listen to this and see if it makes sense to you. Because to me, it makes perfect sense. I'm worried about high blood pressure and stuff, and I'm worried about heart attacks. I'm worried about all that stuff. I forget what age my mom had a heart attack, and I'm thinking, of course, Of course, you know, the alcohol doesn't help. But the alcohol is not the problem. It's the weight. It's the weight that I have. No, alcohol is not the problem, Trav. No. But it's no different than just doing the caloric intake. Well, you can say all these other stuff. All right, I digress. So here's the video. Here we go. Here's the video. And let's see what she has to say. I know what she has to say.
Been told
so here she
that
is.
120 over 80 is good. But here's the thing. That normal protects your doctor. Here's another pill. If you're stressed about your blood pressure, guess what that stress is going to do with your blood pressure? Why don't we talk about it instead, and I'll let you know what they don't want you to know. Systolic, that top number, that should be about 110
half your age.
Okay, you got that? 110 plus half my age. So you take 110, and I'm 52, so that's, let's say 26, right? So 110 and add 26 to that. My blood pressure should be, imagine that, 136 for my top number. And every time I'm there, I'm always like around 138, 142. So I'm right there on the cusp of the high mark. So let's see what else she says about the low number.
Yes, it is supposed to rise with age. It's not dangerous, it's physiology. Diastolic, that bottom number, should be under 100. If it's over 100, then your liver and your kidneys are under stress. These are your two biggest regulators of blood pressure. Let's dig a little deeper because this next part no one talks about. One of the hidden causes of high blood pressure is insulin resistance. Here's how it works. Every time that you eat, your body releases insulin. This is the key that unlocks your cells, lets the sugar in so that it can fuel your body. But when you eat too often, too many carbs, too many snacks, too much stress, now your body is swimming in insulin all day. And when that happens, your cells stop listening. They become resistant to insulin signaling. So then your body makes more of it. Now you have too much insulin in your blood, and that's where the trouble begins. High insulin flips your body into fight or flight mode. Your blood vessels constrict, your heart rate climbs, and your kidneys start holding on to salt and water. That combination is the perfect storm for high blood pressure.
So there you go. Did you get all that? It's a perfect storm for high blood pressure. So it's not me. She didn't say anything about alcohol. You see that? Notice what I did there? She says that lower number, as long as it's not above 100, you're good. As long as the top number is 110 plus half your age, you're good. I'm good. I think I am. So you tell me. You tell me what you how's your blood pressure going? And maybe you look at it a little bit different now. I know. I felt better. I felt a lot better when I saw that. I was like, "Oh God, why am I'm doing everything right. I'm doing, trying to get all this stuff and I just can't get it down." But there you have it. When we come back, I'm going to tell you about Spotify. Fuck them. I'm so pissed off at them. I'm so pissed off. And my finger feels better, by the way. I don't know if it's because of what my wife told me to do, but if you're watching me here on the video, look, I can do it. I can do it. Come here. Oh, it feels good. I'll dive into that when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. So if you're watching us here on the YouTube channel, you can see my hair. Hold on, let me take the headphones off so you can see. You can see my hair is pretty short. I keep it tight and right on the sides, on the back, and then I keep a little, the crown of my head. I am thinning out a little bit. I should get hems. Does that shit work? I always see it. Let me put my headphones back on. Excuse me. Get a little squeaky there. Does the hems work on your hairline as they show on TV? I always want to take one of those roller things with needles on it and just kind of do my scalp. My wife goes, you've lost a lot of hair since we got married. I go, well, it's because I got married. Hey, all right, never mind. I know. I'm not one for bad jokes, but that was funny. But my wife, she's got really, really nice hair, really, really thick hair. Unfortunately, on top, like the crown, it's not real thick. And so she's got to have like special shampoo and stuff for that. And it works really well, and she does really good with it. And she gets her hair cut every 6 months. And colored and dyed and trimmed and stuff. And her hair right now is down to her shoulders, just past her shoulders. Like her hair lays on her shoulders. And I said, that's as short as I want your hair to get. I don't want you, no shorter. I don't want a bob. I don't want one of those butt cuts. I don't want any of that stuff. So she's always trying new different hair things with like keratin and avocados in it and, you know, lard and anything to help your hair get thicker and nicer and stuff that's not available online, or not online, but at the grocery stores, not at Walmart. So I always, as a guy, I've got body wash, right? Body wash. And I do use goat soap. Oh, I'm a big fan of goat soap, by the way. It makes me feel so good, so clean, so nice. It makes my skin feel good. And then I use like the body wash, like the 3-in-1. You know, it's like butt soap, hair soap, and conditioner all in one. So I use that and kind of rub my hair a little bit. But I steal. Come closer. I steal like the size of a, if you're watching me here on the video here. Oh, this is the camera. Size of a pea. Less than a pea. I do the keratin, just a little bit. Oh, I can show you because I have hand lotion right here. Hold on. That's it right there. That's about all I steal from my wife. She'll never know. And I put it in my hair. Oh, it feels good. It actually, now that I'm looking at my hair on the video, look how thick that is. I know the light's shining through the hollow parts, but still, it's helped me. She'll never know. Unless she listens to this, but she doesn't listen to the show. So I've been stealing a little bit at a time and putting it in my hair. Her shampoo. Because she's got long hair. She'll go, you know. Some falls on the floor. Some falls on the shower curtains. And yada, yada, yada. I do a show on Monday. I know, great segue here, but I'm going to tell you where I'm pissed off. I do a show on Monday with a gentleman, a world-renowned farrier, horse farrier. The reason why he's a world-renowned is because of his biomechanics. That he doesn't just look at the feet of the horse, he looks at the whole entire structure of the horse and basically adjusts how he farriers, you know, how he adjusts the feet of the horse to help the whole entire process, the whole entire body of the horse. He's a great guy. I've known him since we moved up here, so 11 years, and we've been doing a show for now, coming up on 5 years, I believe. We've been doing this show. Not this show, but the one that we do. It's called equinedynamics.com. Or Equine Dynamics with Mike Stein. If you want to listen, if you're a horse person, it's a great show. Check us out over there. He's the one that I drive the show, and he's the one that has all the knowledge and stuff. It's a very interesting. It's fun. You know, education's always fun, so we try to make as much fun as we possibly can. Part of my job that I don't make any money at is to make sure that everything goes up on all the different platforms. Make sure it's his podcast. Once I edit it, once I do the videos, once I do all that stuff, it goes up to the proper channels. I upload it to YouTube. I do TikTok videos. I do all the short length videos. And that goes to all the different platforms. It goes to Twitter, it goes to Instagram, it goes to his sites, all the things that he's got going on. We have it on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, like the top big 5. And then because we're overseas as well, then it takes off from there from all these little third parties and stuff. Podcatchers that are out there. During the show, we take breaks, just like I do here on this show. It's no different than any other thing that I do. And I play a little bit of music, just like I do on this show. Exactly. The format that you hear here, outside of the content, the format, you know, I talk for, 10 to 15 minutes, depending on if I've got enough to talk about. Now, his show is a half-hour show. So it's like 8 minutes, short 6-8 minute segments, a little bit of music, like 30 seconds of music, and then we come back and keep the ball rolling, keep the interest involved in the show. Spotify, for whatever reason, when I play that 30 seconds of music, I even tried to cheat it. and bring the, pop the music down a little bit and kind of, so we don't get flagged. Spotify is so anally protective over music being played during any podcast. If you don't own the rights to that music, we don't want you on the platform. Now, I understand that. And there's a huge background story. I had to move the podcast from one platform to another platform. And right now I'm on Podbean with that podcast, The Horse Show, the Equine Dynamics Show, and posted everything up there. We were doing great. No flags, no nothing. We did a whole almost a year and a half of shows. We're doing good. I get an email notification the other day from Spotify saying that, hey, there's a copyrighted material on this show. And it gave me the show number. This show right here. What do you want to do with it? Well, actually, there's nothing we can do with it. We just removed it from your list of episodes. And I go, okay, let me look. And I look. Now, currently, the Equine Dynamics Show this Monday will be season 14, episode 4. We're going to have a nice young lady here in the studio. If you want to check her out, she's got a great story about a horse named Pirate that she had that was a rescue and won championships and stuff. So it's a great show. The show that they gave me that threw up a flag at Spotify was a show, season 9, episode 2. And I go, all right. So I look back. That show was well over 2.5 years ago. And I said, hold on. I got things flying around here. There you go. And I said, really? I said, we've been on this platform now for, this show has been on the air since 2023. And now you want to throw a flag? All right, fine. Remove that episode off of the platform, off the Spotify platform. Okay, eliminate that show. Fine, no problem. Within 48 hours, I got another notification. No, you've 2 strikes is the limit. We're going to ban your horse show from Spotify. If you'd like to file a complaint, here's the application and stuff like that. And I'm like going, but you're not telling me what is wrong. What have I done wrong? Can I fix it? Can I eliminate it? Can I reapply and stuff? Or just eliminate that show. That's fine. We're on other platforms. Believe me, Spotify, you're not breaking my bank here. I've got all this other stuff. We're on iHeartRadio. We're doing really good on iHeartRadio. We're really doing good on Apple Podcasts. Spotify, don't flatter yourself. You're not the only member in the team. You're not the only one in the business. I can put this podcast that I'm doing on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can you tell I'm setting you up on that one? And you're not the only horse in town. Pardon the pun on that one, too. So I wrote them. They don't care. They don't fucking care one bit. We're Spotify, blah, 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 blah. We have to maintain some kind of composure and, all this stuff and, some kind of integrity with all the... Dude, if it's the music, let me know. I'll replace it. I've got the the stems to do that. That's a term that we use in the business when you have, different tracks and stuff. I've got the stems. I can remove the music and put... generic music in there and reapply for it. They don't even give me a fucking chance to do that. They just say, hey, this song is, I don't know why he sounds like a redneck. This song right here it's copyrighted. We don't want you to be on our platform. All right. What do you want me to do? Well, we're just going to take it off. Fine, no problem. Take it off. Oh, here's another one. Oh, you're done. 2 strikes, you're out. What the? So I had to talk to the host the other day, the gentleman that I do the equine show with, actual Mike Stein. And I said, hey man, just to let you know, I know, we got thrown off Spotify again. He's like, what the? I said, I don't know, man. I said, I think they want us to buy the premium package or something like that. Now, I already pay a whole lot of money. I said I pay a whole lot of money because the podcast does have to financially be distributed, and that doesn't come for free. And I said, part of your contract, this is my contract, your contract and what we agree to do. I said, I think they want us to upsell on Spotify to get the bigger package to allow this stuff to go through. Because I do 4 other shows, the horse show included, and nothing on the other shows has been flagged. Nothing. Zip. Zero. His show, because he does get a lot of followers. He does have a huge following in the equine community. He does have a lot of people, quote unquote, what they call, there's passive listeners where people just go, hey, I really like that show. And then that's it. And then you have aggressive listeners. He has a lot of aggressive listeners because the show is so interactive. Now, most of our listeners here on This Is 50 is a passive passive listener. Did I say that right? Jesus Christ. A passive listener, which means they listen to the show, and then they listen to the next show, and then they might like the Facebook page. Please like the Facebook page. Or they like the YouTube video. Please like the YouTube video. And then that's it. And that's all we expect. We just hope that we get you guys involved in knowing that the age of 50 is not a life-death sentence. But Spotify does not like this thing. And I was just like, ugh. Doot. You know what that is? Doot. Oh, my finger feels so much better. So I bought a spreader. Did I tell you that already? I bought a spreader. The things I had to do with this stupid spreader. Now, the spreader that we had, I know a lot of people out there, they're gonna drop off here in a minute. No, stay with me, because I got to tell you what my wife, this miracle thing that my wife had me put on my hand, that's supposed to cure my hand with the spraying and stuff. Now, I'm not gonna say, if you're watching this on the video here, that's not a cure, but it's a lot better than it was yesterday when I did this thing. The house that we live in, the whole entire property is 22 acres. The house that we live in physically sits on 2.5 acres. And when I say 2.5 acres, you're like, well, what's the difference? 2.5 acres is what is the common areas around the house. We have a house. We have a 3,800 square foot house. We have, excuse me, we have a physical backyard that's fenced in. And then we have the property, the grass, and the landscape around the property. We have a driveway about 100 yards long. We have, landscape and stuff on that side, left and right side of the driveway. We have what I call the grotto. We have a driveway a driveway that goes all the way down to the barn. The barn is what starts the backside of the 19 property. So you can drive around. Then there's pastures. I don't touch the pastures. So I have about 2.5 acres of grass and landscape and, string trim, mow, hedge clip, trim, pull weeds, that type stuff. So I've got 2.5 acres that I do that. And part of that 2.5 acres is getting fertilizer out there. And we have 2 huge oak trees. Now, if you don't know about oak trees, when oak trees drop their leaves, it makes the soil acidic. And you have to put lime out there to kind of balance the acidic. It brings the pH level back up. I know. He's so smart. Listen to him. Are you listening to him? He's so smart. Oh, my God. I thought this was just going to be a jokey show. No, he's so smart. He's got a lot of information. And I do have a lot of information. So I bought a spreader. My wife goes, well, what do you want? I go, I need a big one with a big hopper on it. So we found one online, bought it, came to the house, put it together, 2 hours. I talked about that before. And it took a fucking shit on me. I didn't even get a full fucking spread on it. You know what I mean? I put about 125 pounds of fertilizer in there, and the fucking gear stripped. So I told my wife, hey, we need to get the gears or get the spreader returned. Can you do that? So I'll tell you the story of what happened there when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. Had a bunch of other stuff that I wanted to talk about today, but I figured I might run out of time, but we can talk about that another day. I'll tell you about the miracle cure on my finger here in just one sec. I've been I told you about my drink, my lemon juice and vinegar drink that I take. It's apple cider vinegar, a squirt of lemon juice, like the bottled lemon juice, like you make mixed drinks, some water and stuff. And then I was watching another TikTok video, how to flush out your system. And I try to do this every 3 months, maybe 4 months. I do this. I take garlic pills and I drink beet juice. Ugh. But I put it in, with the lemon juice and all the other stuff. But you put that beet juice in there and Jesus Christ, it stains things like your fingers and stuff. So I get like 100% organic beet juice. I think it's a glass jar bottle. Might be 32 ounces. It's like $6. And I put maybe quarter of a cup in my drink and stuff. I'll tell you what. If you want to know if that thing's working, check your stool. If you drink it starting at noon and drink maybe 2 cups, I'd say 2 cups, 2 glasses. I've got a big sippy cup that I have, big 24-ounce sippy cup. And the next morning, you look at your stool, you're like going, it's a different color. It's got that cherry red tint to it. And you're like going, that's the beet juice. So it's got to be doing good. It's cleaning stuff out. I'm doing well. My blood pressure, I don't know. I don't take my blood pressure anymore because I got the wrist one. That one fucking sucks. Another thing I've been doing is ashwagandha gummies. I found them at Walmart. They had like a little end cap, and I go, well, you know what? Got to keep the bill underneath $200 this week. I'm looking at my car. I'm like going, yeah, we can afford this. Not that we're looking for stamp proceeds or anything like that, or WIC programs. I just like to keep the grocery bill around $200 a week. It's just me, my wife. Myself and I. It's my wife and I, and $200 I think is plenty enough to spend. That includes alcohol, by the way, so you can figure that out. And I said, these are $18, so I brought them home. And if you don't know what ashwagandha is, it's supposed to calm you, it's supposed to relax you, and it says take 2 in the morning, take 2 in the evening, take 2 in the morning, take 2 in the evening. So between my wife and I think it was like a container of maybe 60. So it's like a 30-day thing, maybe 20-day. I don't know. Fuck it. I've been taking 2 every morning, taking 2 at night, taking 2 every morning, taking 2 at night. I don't know if my wife takes 2 in the morning or 2 at night. She probably forgets the nighttime. She might take 2 in the morning. She might skip a day. Anyways, but it's 2 all the time, no matter who's taking it, whether it's my wife, whether it's myself. So the other night, I go to take my normal nighttime pills. I take a fiber pill. I take magnesium. I take a allergy pill, so I'm not like, all night long. And then I take my Busprin. That's my crazy pill. It's only 5 milligrams, so it just mellows me out. And then I take the ashwagandha. Last night I took my 2 ashwagandha, and I look in the bottom, and I got 1 left in the bottom of this, container, whatever the plastic container that they come in. And I go to myself, what the fuck is this? 1 pill? 1 gummy left in the bottom of this? I go, well, did I get cheated? Hey, I should have 1 more in here. Or, cool, I got 1 extra. I don't know, but I just kind of go, they push the pills on you, like going, hey, you need to take these, take these. It's so important that you take them. Okay, I will. And then you look, they fucking shortchange you on a pill, 1 pill. And then you go like going, hey, you shorted me 1. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You didn't need that. You just take the 1. You're fine. Bullshit. Something's not right there. So the spreader took a dump on me. I told my wife, I said, you know what? Look, it's stripped. The gears are stripped. Send it back. Not even 24 hours. 48 hours I had this stupid thing fucking stripped. So she files a claim because we bought the extended warranty. I think it was like $13 for the extended warranty. Extended warranty says you're still in the time frame of Amazon's return policy, so we can't do anything. All right, fine, no problem. Now, I'm a big fan of reading like reviews and stuff like that. And this is a company It looked like it was brand new. I don't know. I couldn't find any reviews on it. But it looked like it was exactly what I wanted. So we bought it, got it home. I had to assemble it. Took 2 hours, yada, yada, yada. Drove it around, and within a couple hours, it fucking failed. Gears and everything just shot to hell. Would not hold the load that I had put in this 125-pound hopper. So the Amazon goes, well, you can return it. You can return it to us. We'll take it back. Normally, Amazon will say, here's a label, no box or anything needed, or box it up or something like that. No, nothing. My wife does a return. I get the email, and I go, babe? Yes? It says postage due. Uh-huh. Are we paying for this to go back? Oh, shit, really? I said, yeah. I said, no problem. I'll take it up to the post office and see how much it is. So I boxed the whole thing up and tape it all up and stuff. And, of course, it's not perfect because it's fucking odd shape and had to disassemble it. And I go up to the post office and they weigh it and they measure it and they do all the stuff. And they go, oh, this thing's going to be $152 to send back. I said, 152? I said, I spent 159 on it. Plus the warranty. Plus, tax tag and title out the door. It was like 180 something. I said, no. I said, no. And she was like, the lady behind the counter goes, well, just take, maybe UPS has a little bit better deal. Ours is just, yeah. So I bring it back, and I told my wife, she's like, no way. I said, why don't we just wait for the 90-day or whatever 30-day return policy to expire and then reach out to the extended warranty people? Okay, let's do that. All right, let's do that, because normally they'll cover the shipping back price. Sure enough, Sure enough, the return thing expired. I said to my wife, all right, now we can file a claim that this thing does not work. She filed a claim. The claim came back saying, need more information or something to that matter. And my wife was like going, oh. She deals with enough shit at her work. She doesn't want to have to deal with this. And when it comes back, need more information. She's like, I didn't want to fucking do this. I'm like going, I'm sorry, babe. It's your account. This is kind of like your thing as far as like Amazon. I don't buy anything from Amazon unless it's Christmas time. I said, this is kind of your, what's going on. So she was on the phone and was on the, chat messages and all that stuff. Come to find out, you ready for this? The company that was selling these stupid fucking things out of Alibaba or whatever like that went under. They got fired from Amazon because another 19 people bought it, gave it like horrible reviews. Amazon banned them from Amazon. So we can't send this thing back to anyone. So we got our full money back. Plus the extended warranty. So now, anyone want a spreader? I got one sitting in the garage. It doesn't work, but I was like talking to my wife. I was like going, you know what, we got, everything else is fine on it. Everything else works just fine. Just the gears in the box. I said, my neighbor next door who borrows my tractor and doesn't do any favors for me. I said, maybe he's got a 3D printer. Maybe I can get him to create, that would be something for him, to give him 3D schematics and stuff. Maybe he can print better gears for this fucking piece of shit spreader that I got. I know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I ordered another one. It's a night. I'm getting a push behind. I'm not walking. I'm not. I'm gonna walk. Sorry. I'm not getting a pull behind anymore. I'm getting a walk behind. I'm gonna push it from now on. It'll be more specific. So my wife says to me, I know, great transition. While we're out at this clinic with the German lady who says, does your podcast make any money? And I was out there just to do the dinner and then watch my wife ride the next morning over at I don't want to drop names. I really don't want to drop names, but just to give you an idea of the magnitude of this area that we're at, It's I think John Boy. Is that his name? It's so weird. From the Big Show. I guess they're a big hit here in the Charlotte area and stuff. His wife rides with my wife, and they had this clinic out at this location. So talked to him for a little bit, and but he's antisocial, so he's just kind of like, hey everybody, hot damn, and love you, mean it, and then leaves. So I'm sitting there in one of the stalls or whatever. My wife's tacking up and get ready to ride, and like I said, I would watch my wife ride, and there's two horses in the stalls, just relaxing, getting morning victuals or whatever, and they throw this thing on there that's called a beamer, BEMER, and it's supposed to be like this electromagnetic pulse. I mean, it covers the whole entire horse. Like, if you ever seen a horse with a blanket on it, take that with this battery operated beamer thing. It's supposed to increase circulation. It's supposed to, reduce fatigue, wear and tear. I don't know what the fuck it does, but it's on there. Someone saw a gimmick, threw some labels on it and some nice fancy artwork, and put a horse on it, whatever the thing is, and now it's $2,500 for this blanket. So my wife here at the house has human versions of this, not beamer, but these infrared things. She's got one for her ankle. She's got a really, really bad a loose ankle. She's loose like that. Now her ankle, and she'll wrap her thing up. It's small, about the size of I don't know, like an ace bandage or something like that, but it's got like the red lights on it, so she has to Velcro it on, and it helps her ankle maintain, strength, validity. If she's, my ankle feels really weak, she'll put this on, boom, next day, solid concrete, right? She got me one that was like a weight belt, but it's got the red lights on the back of it because of my back, and you guys know the trials and tribulations between that. And I put it on, I'm like going, it feels like a heat pad. That's all it does. It feels like a heat pad, but it feels good. Don't get me wrong. It's got a little button on it, how much do you want? And, all this stuff, beep, 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 beep. It's battery operated. So as soon as my wife gets home, and I told her I fell off the truck, and I was like, oh, my fucking finger. Ouch. Like E.T. Ouch. Ouch. She's like, put the red light on it. Put the red light on it. Babe, it's not going to hurt us. It's not going to help us sprain. She's like, no, but what it'll do is it'll bring blood flow up to your knuckle, up to your finger or whatever. You're lucky you didn't break it, dumbass. First of all, oh, help me out. Mama, help me. Don't beat me up now. I said, fine. So I think the Orlando Magic game was playing, and I said, well, I don't have anything for my hand. She's like, take your back brace, put your hand on the red light. If you're watching this here on the YouTube video, put your hand on the red light, and then kind of wrap the whole thing around you and Velcro it, and then set the timer and thing on the side of it, because it's got like a little battery pack that's about the size of a Kit Kat bar that's on there, and you hit all the buttons. So I'm sitting there on my chair, my dressing chair, my bedroom chair, and I'm watching the game, and I got my hand on the armrest there. So that's what you see on the YouTube video. And I'm like going, does this help? I don't know. So I do like 2 sessions. 2 sessions means it's got an automatic timer on it. It's like 15 minutes. Dude, all right, went off, put it on again. I'm sitting there watching and, picking my nose and drinking my beet juice and apple cider vinegar, lemon juice with my left hand, and watching the game on, with my right hand, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense. But I'll tell you what, this morning, like, look at me. I can wave to you. Hi, like a baby waves, They just curl their fingers down. Hi. I can do this. Let's see. I'm going to give it the wave. You ready? Feels good. Feels good. Feels good. Feels good. It feels good. There you go. I'm healed. Miracle. Red light theory. Have you had that before? I don't know. It just seems like a gimmick, especially when you put it on a horse. A horse is not going to tell you. whether it feels better or not. I guess the rider would understand that, oh yeah, this horse is nice and lubed up and, so on and so forth. So I'm a victim of the red light theory. All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening to me work all this stuff out. I'll talk to you later. See you. Bye. See you. Bye.